the faith.
This is the way. Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Tells me you're from Memphis.
Hello, critics, non-critics, and friends. Welcome to the Film Optix podcast, brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network, where we discuss film, TV, and all things Hollywood. Here on the show, I'm your host, Christian, and I'm joined by two friends of the show here today. We have Leo from Geekly Goods and Amanda from Candid Cinema, and we're here to give our thoughts about the Disney Plus 2021 event. Disney Plus Day, that's what they're calling it, I think. The Disney Plus Day 2021, I guess. All the announcements and the trailers are out there. So before we begin today's show, you can listen, the listener, you can listen to this podcast on platforms around the internet. If you're a new or seasoned listener to the show, we would love to hear from you guys. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FilmOptix. That is Optics with an X. So, Leo, how you been, man? It's been a while since we've had you on. How you feeling?
Not too bad, all things considered, man. You know, this was a bit of a dud of an event. Like, let's be real here. Not the best, but definitely excited to talk a little bit of the Marvel stuff. Yeah, not too bad, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm like really tired from earlier though. Oof.
Honestly, so am I. And I do apologize to all the listeners out there. We may sound like we're like, lost hope or dead inside. That's because we are. Honestly.
Shit. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. That one.
Our man said we going bleak with this shit. My Chemical Romance days,
Disney has taken our souls.
Disney has taken our souls. Our
welcome to the Black Parade. God damn.
When I was a young boy.
Oh my gosh.
Took
me into the city. All right, my fault.
To see a marching band. Okay, I'm done. All right, good. Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm freaking exhausted.
I'm tired.
You know what? It was like, you know what it was? We started at 9 a.m. So we were all hyped at 9 a.m. And then within the half hour, because there was so much info coming at us, by 9:30, we're like, holy shit, we have to do this until noon. But for me, what had happened was when there was a lull in between announcements, I'm like, but are they done? Are they moving on to something else? So like, it was just that constant like anticipation that drained you more, I think, than the actual event, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was more the anticipation, much like DC fandom this year. Like everyone was so hyped about all this stuff, and and even with the Netflix to Dumb event, it's just been a very draining experience. All like overall, like I've never felt this drained since I watch E3 every year. And generally cover it on whatever website that I do cover it on. But like, I don't even feel like drained. And that's like a 3-day event. So there's only like maybe 2 events per day. But for this, Mr. Walters.
Man, I just got to ask y'all real quick.
You're good.
Who actually thinks that the Netflix sounds like ta-dum? I'm like,
it does.
The fuck?
It does. I even used to say it. I used to say it. I was like, I used to hum it the exact same way. Dead ass.
I don't think it. I think they made that up halfway through.
Yeah,
that shit up.
Nah, they're smart. They knew.
They said ta-dum, and now I'm like, okay, now I can hear it now that y'all said it, but I ain't never thought about it that way.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like it was the same way for me. As you were saying, Leo, the whole Tadum event thing. I mean, just the sound itself, it sounds more like a, not like it doesn't literally say Tadum until like, because I think they got that from the House of Cards, didn't they? It was some kind of like sound effect from there. I think.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I believe someone had told me that one day. I'm not sure if it's 100% true, but
I haven't watched a single episode of that show, and now probably not gonna.
Yeah, it's especially. But yeah, so like I said before, this is a little bit more of a, I guess you can say, informal podcast-esque. We have our show notes, but it's not as tightly written as it usually is. So we're kind of, we're like Amanda said, we're pooped out, we're wiped out, we're very tired. It's been a long week work-wise, and just Disney Plus kind of just drained all my excitement at once. But We're going to be right back covering the Disney Plus Day 2021 event right after this short break. All right, and we are back with our Disney Plus 2021 events esque thing. Like I said, I don't really know what to call it. Disney Plus Day 2021, I think is what it's actually called. Yeah. But what we're going to do here pretty much is kind of just go around the podcast really quick, get everyone's initial reactions, and we'll kind of do more of a breakdown, pick some of our favorite announcements that were there, and the pros and the cons of the event and what they could have done better. So we'll start with Leo for the initial reactions. Then we'll head over to Amanda, and then I will give my 2 cents.
So yeah, I pulled up this morning to the stream, real excited. Like I thought we were gonna get a lot of the announcements and trailers for like Star Wars stuff, and I thought we would get way more Marvel, but when they said they were going to have the top half of this on Twitter, I assumed that meant all the trailers, all the first looks. So for Star Wars, for any Disney original, all this upcoming content, I thought that was all going to be dropped on Twitter, and we were just going to see trailer after trailer after trailer, and we kind of did. But let's be real here. Who the fuck is ready for another Ice Age show? So look. Overall, a mess. I'm just going to be real and come out and say it. Look, Disney, I love you guys. I love me some Marvel. I love me some Star Wars. But I got to say, this was a mess, man. Having these releases on Twitter and then also having your content on Disney Plus, what a haphazard way to organize it all. Why not just have one live stream just like DC Fandom? If you really want to, make a website just like DC Fandom. Disney is worth billions of dollars, so they could chop out a website or put it on D23, whatever. The fact that there was no live stream this time, you could feel it. There was no additional content. There were no behind the scenes looks, really. There wasn't anybody sitting down to talk with the main stars of the new Marvel shows. Let's be real here. I would love to hear how Miss Marvel feels about playing a superhero as her first acting role. Why the hell didn't we get something like that? I just think that they really pulled back and tried to scale down their Investor Day event so much that it took away from the event itself. Think about Investor Day last year. You had kind of a double entendre. It was like, okay, here's why you should subscribe to Disney Plus and here's why you should invest. And I think that worked out so much because you get the business and the fan side all in one event, and it was trailer at the trailer, first look at the first look, and we got all these like long clips, like not 15, 20 seconds. Remember y'all the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, What If? Like that shit was just dropping one after another, and that didn't happen this year, so it was pretty disappointing. And I thought that's what was going to happen on Twitter. I thought it was going to be like, okay, Kenobi, boom, okay, Andor, boom, boom, boom. Unfortunately, it just didn't pan out that way, and it was just such a mess. But can dive into specifics once we talk a little bit more about it. But yeah, overall, just disappointing.
Okay. Yeah, I totally agree with you there. Even D23 Expo, they haven't done that in a while. So it seems like they have a lot of events, but I'll give my 2 piece here in a little bit, but I'm going to shift it over to Amanda so she can give her first initial reactions, because I know she was also covering the event today. So fire away.
Yeah, well, I totally agree with Leo. I think for me, because there wasn't a clear-cut schedule, I was not even excited for this. Because I also thought that they were going to do like the big trailers, like off the top, like at 9 a.m. And then they were going to filter into the live streams and have, actual conversations with their cast members. And I felt like they were missing just the connection to what they're building, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, we see all these cool things, but like, why should I care? Like, you also drop things that a lot of people wouldn't have even been excited for. So like, how are you going to get me hyped for any of this? You know, because there's a lot of new content as well. So I just think that having it very scattered without a clear cut schedule really hurt them in the end, because as a fan, I didn't care for half of the things that were being announced. And then I was waiting for the next hour and waiting for the next hour to see what we were going to get. But then as a social media manager, I'm sitting there like, there's not enough to get people hyped. Like I was like trying to tweet as much as I could off of the other account, and people weren't even interacting with it because they were promised a Kenobi trailer. They were promised like Moon Knight, a teaser maybe, or like, and we didn't really get what we were looking for, I think. And that's why it was so disappointing. But that also ties into the scoopers. Now, I have nothing against them, but the majority of the time, like I'd say like 70% of the time, these scoopers are wrong. And then they get everyone hyped for that one day. And then you get Jack. You get Jack. So that's what annoyed me. But yeah, my initial, like going into it, I wasn't really hyped for it because there was no clear cut schedule. And I love Disney Investor Day because listen, if I'm going to sit there for 4 hours anyway, just give me a damn live stream at this point. Don't make me sit there. Don't make me sit there from 9 a.m. We're going to drop so much stuff. Oh my God, get hype, blah, blah, blah. And then like it's crumbs for majority of the stuff with no set time. And I'm still sitting there for 4 hours. We sat there until noon. It was 9 a.m. to noon. Let's be real. That's when it ended. So that's what pissed me off the most. Like, just do a live stream. Don't scale it back because you want to engage with your audience through social media. Like, it just did not work for me.
And to that point, I think that this was a poor marketing effort on Disney's part because they did make it seem like we were going to get some footage. They're like, yeah, here's some trailers. And I guess they did live up to that promise, but to tout big names like, oh, we're going to show Star Wars stuff, Marvel stuff, and Pixar, that's what I came for. And they didn't show no Pixar. We got some concept photos and all that, but we didn't get shit on that Pixar special. And then Marvel, we got 15, 20, 30 seconds a piece, but still nothing. And there are people asking on Twitter, on YouTube streams, hey, where's the stream? Hey, is there a link to the stream? Nobody had any fucking idea how this was going to be laid out.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree. And obviously I'm going to be echoing what you guys say, but it was just very, it was very disappointing because I definitely think they overhyped everyone. And to Amanda's point, when it comes to like the scoopers, the quote unquote insiders, the Twitter influencers out there who honestly don't know too much about the stuff than we do. They're kind of given like half the information, and that's at least what I feel like happens. But for this, it was just it was lackluster. I mean, usually nowadays when you see for things like E3 or just like a PlayStation events or Xbox, like when they have their own like separate events that aren't even a part of E3, like they pretty much now have to set the expectations of what their event is going to be. And Disney didn't do that. I mean, I understand, they were very, very excited, get hype, it's Disney Plus Day. I think is today the anniversary of Disney Plus. I can't remember. Oh yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. So, yeah. And it's cool, like Disney Plus Day. I think it's a great thing to have. Like we said with DC fandom, everyone's still learning, but it's kind of like blueprints have been there. And we kind of saw it with the Tadum event. As draining as it was, I'd rather just sit there and like, I don't know, clean up around the house or something while I'm watching this. Or, if I'm tweeting for my job, I can kind of go off and have my focus elsewhere where it's like, I mean, that Suicide Squad, not the Suicide Squad, but like that Peacemaker thing that we got during the DC fandom thing. It was like 30 minutes of absolutely nothing. Something they could have put up on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, guys. But like going back to Disney Plus Day, I almost said Disney Day. I mean, every day is Disney Day, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mickey. Jeez.
It's Disney Day, everybody.
Hey, real quick. Disney Plus Day and DC fandom should just do the fusion dance, and we would have the perfect live stream combination. But think about it. Do an hour live stream with all the major shit, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar. Then the rest drop on Twitter.
I also think that they don't know what people are excited for. You get what
No, clearly.
do you know what I mean? Like, even for DC fandom, it's like, no one gives a shit about this Peacemaker show, fam. But yet it was half an hour. And that could have been transferred to, like, the Batman trailer. You know what I mean? Like, give me a full half an hour with them. Like, they just don't know where to place the importance of their projects in regards to how fans will respond to it. And I think that Disney suffered from that today as well.
Yeah, with Marvel and Star Wars, every property that they have, maybe they need to have more of a like a separate stream for like Marvel content, Star Wars content. I'm not entirely sure, but it just feels like they hyped up everyone so much, especially after we got that Obi-Wan Kenobi like teaser type thing. It's like, and they were showing all this concept art, and it's like, if it's gonna be there, tell us. Don't like allude to be like, oh, like all pointing fingers. Like they're pointing all fingers to Disney Plus Day. And like we got like no Star Wars anything. And we got a bunch of title cards for Marvel stuff. And it's like, I get it. If you have nothing to show, then well, like, why even bring it up? Like, why even have this event? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was so weird that we got a 4-minute Pixar behind the scenes of Pete Docter talking to directors and shit, and they don't even know how to be on camera. And I'm like, all right, well, can we have like a teaser, a trailer? Nothing, man. 4 minutes of Pete Docter. Hey, here's the director of Lightyear. And I'm like, man, look, I would love to visit y'all's studio, but this is not the time and place that I want to be having a tour, man.
No, it's just not. No, I mean, I didn't even like, even when I was tweeting some things out today, it's like, I was like kind of excited for like, the smaller things, like they started more on like the kiddie side, I was kind of excited about the Proud Family thing that we got, but
Same.
it was
Dude,
overall
hype.
Like, yeah, I was pretty hype about that, but I mean, there's super small things, but it's, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we should just kind of get into what they announced, since we're pretty much already here on a, Friday afternoon. It's pitch black outside. Well, it's about to be, but gotta love that daylight savings time. Am I right?
Speak for yourself, buddy. It's so nice and sunny over here.
Yeah,
it is pitch black over here.
It's not pitch black yet, but it's like a dark gray, like outside. It's getting there for sure, and it's just the worst. We need to figure out something for this whole time zone thing, but let's just go through a few of the announcements. We can kind of like go around, kind of just pick our I guess you could say kind of pick our favorites. What are the ones that kind of stood out to you? Because they did announce a lot of stuff, but I mean, like Leo said, having half of it on Twitter and then making people force to stream for the rest of it, it just wasn't it wasn't a good call. But I guess we'll start with Amanda. You can kind of just go through a few things that stuck out to you. Like I said, it just there's a lot of stuff here, as we all know. And then we'll head over to Leo, and then I'll give my piece.
Yeah, I'm excited for Disenchanted. I'm just happy to see Amy Adams back as Giselle. I think she did a great job in the first one, and she had great chemistry with Patrick Dempsey. So I'm just happy that we're gonna get movies like that again. Just something that's pure magic and sweet and heartfelt and just fun. I feel like we've strayed so much away from movies like that where, yeah, is it gonna be dumb? Sure. But it's gonna be fun, and like that's okay. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the Baymax series. I'm really interested to see how they're gonna do that. I miss Baymax. They should have had a sequel to Big Hero 6 a long time ago. So I'm excited for that. The Pixar stuff, I'm kind of like, meh.
They didn't really announce too much, did they?
No, at all. And I'm like, okay, yay, Cars, but like, why? As much as I care for Cars, but it was just like, yeah, Pixar didn't really impress me. I guess if we get into Marvel stuff, my top 3 right now is probably like She-Hulk at number 1. I didn't expect to be as hyped as I was until I saw her, and I love Tatiana. Then Moon Knight, and then probably I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna say Miss Marvel. Those are the 3 where I'm excited, and probably the pre-Spider-Man animated series.
I'm very excited for that.
Uncle
All right,
Ben.
Leo. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying Uncle Ben. I was like, I'm just waiting for Uncle Ben. So.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was Leo had said something. My bad. Like I said, I'm tired, y'all. I do apologize.
My voice that high? Jesus.
Wow.
All right, Leo, we're
Shots.
going to pass it over to you. Give your piece about, the things that stuck out to you. I know you're very excited about that She-Hulk.
Oh, you already know. Freaking She-Hulk, baby. Oh my God. I cannot wait for that. Look, Jennifer Walters, attorney at law. Give it to me, baby. I cannot wait. I am so excited for that show. And I've been excited since seeing that teaser, or since before seeing that teaser. And then when I saw the teaser and they gave us this tilt up and it's just the shoes all the way to the back of the neck, nothing else. Yes, build that suspense, Marvel. Build that suspense. They did the same thing with Moon Knight, just having him jump across a rooftop. No close-ups. Love that. Even though if you've been on Twitter, you probably already seen some of the suit, the Moon Knight suit. But
zoom in, baby. Zoom in.
But yes, first and foremost, got to come right out the gate with She-Hulk. That was absolutely a fantastic little 20, 30 seconds we got. Very excited for Moon Knight as well. Don't know how I'm feeling about the accent though, y'all, but I love Oscar Isaac and I think he will fit perfectly into the role. I love that it's going to explore the psyche of Moon Knight and just really go into this Daredevil season 2 style theme of, can I balance being a superhero and being my true identity? So I love that we're going to go down that path with that character. And Miss Marvel looks pretty good. I wish they didn't change the powers. I'm gonna just be that guy. Look, I know they're kind of, I don't know. I seen a bit of the teaser, and I know you guys saw this too, but her abilities look a little like Captain Marvel, and I like the size manipulation, like her being able to make her fist large, and I'm like, I want that Kamala Khan. But look, it's gonna be fun, I'm sure. So I'm definitely going to give it a chance, but wanted to be a little more hyped for that one. Definitely Spider-Man. X-Men 97 coming back.
Yeah.
My one contingency, man, they got to have that same thing. Don't change that theme up. They're saying we're going to take that little Whitney Houston bite on y'all. But those 3 are probably my top 3 from Marvel. Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and then X-Men 97. Great announcements. A pretty strong presentation for Marvel in comparison to the rest of the stuff. Star Wars, looking forward to Kenobi. I wish they didn't only show us the leaked trailer or leaked sizzle that we saw a day before, but I will reiterate that I'm excited. Like, I can't wait for that, to see Obi-Wan in this layer of the character that we haven't explored in the live action universe at all. And that's the Obi-Wan between episodes 3 and 4, the one who's struggling, the one who's unsure, the one who doesn't know what to do, and who's going to need to really find other resources in order to survive. Like, I want to see that Obi-Wan, because we're so used to seeing the proud General Obi-Wan or the teacher Obi-Wan who taught Luke and passed down knowledge about his father and about the Force and lightsabers. Like, I want to see a hard, rugged Obi-Wan, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna be real. Besides that, nothing else really grabbed me. Yo, I gotta give props to Willow though. The team behind Willow. That was a funny clip. Like I think they did the best they could with what they had, and I think it was executed very well. Honestly, if they wanted to start with anything non-Star Wars or non-Marvel, I would have came out right out the gate with the Willow stuff. Because it was funny, it was charming. There's a big fan base behind Willow, so I'm not entirely sure why they kind of saved that for last on Twitter, but I'm trying to think. Baymax was fun. I still got to watch Big Hero 6.
You haven't watched it yet?
Nope. Man, you know how wrapped up we are.
I saw you during the stream. You're all excited. I was like, oh yeah, like we finally watched it. And you're like, no.
Well, I mean, it looks good. It looks good. What can I say? But Baymax looks funny. Never was big on Enchanted, but I'm glad that you could be happy about Amanda. I don't know if there's anything else. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else?
The Beatles get back.
Not really. Huh?
The Beatles documentary?
Oh, that looks good. That looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely one of my favorite bands. So I was like, hello. What's this? Yeah, for me, it was kind of all over the place, but I mean, I guess from coming up from, the beginning, nothing really, the only thing that really kind of like caught my eye during the beginning, where they're showing like the win or lose or Diary of the Wimpy Kid or High School Musical, the series. They really got to
I'm
change that
excited.
freaking name. My
I
God,
love it so much now. It's
it's.
so
I mean, I'm
bad.
sure it's a great show.
It's so bad.
They
I'm
should
like,
have
does that
changed.
have as many letters in the title as
It's against me.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? God damn.
Try saying that 5 times fast. So it was pretty much like the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. I was kind of excited for that. That's hitting Disney Plus in February next year. Of course, like we already kind of mentioned Baymax. I'm kind of excited for that. The Beatles get back the docu series from Peter Jackson. Looks pretty interesting. And then, I mean, kind of going up the list. I mean, everything else. I mean, Willow seemed pretty interesting in Spider-Man Chronicles, but mainly, let me actually getting into the Marvel stuff because we didn't get any Star Wars crap. Disney, jeez, I was so excited. I'm like, the Chosen One has returned, and I'm very excited for Obi-Wan, like Leo said there. But Marvel wise, to echo what Leo said, X-Men 97, absolutely excited for that. She-Hulk looks really awesome. Miss Marvel does look okay. I mean, I'm definitely going to check it out for sure. Very excited for Spider-Man freshman year. The one thing I think, besides Moon Knight, the number one like Marvel property that we just literally got a title card for was Echo. So that I guess a Hawkeye will introduce.
Right.
Yeah, Hawkeye is going to introduce the Hawkeye series. I'm assuming that's what it says here on Variety. So I mean, I don't know if we can trust them anymore because they like to leak stuff, but it's fine. So I guess Alekwa Cox, she's the character of Maya Lopez, aka Echo, a deaf Native American hero who will get her own Disney Plus series somewhere down the line. It just says coming soon. I mean, a lot of the title cards look cool for Marvel. So those are pretty much a few things that I was excited about. Nothing too crazy. I mean, we already saw the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing. I'm actually kind of happy that leaked because that would have been more of a disappointment today. I don't know. But Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm kind of glad we got that out of the way there. But other than that, really not too much. It really, really sucks, to be completely honest here. But I wanted to ask you guys, how do you think this stacks up to DC fandom and Netflix? Is I guess they're going to be doing that from now on, the Tudum event. Like, what do you think they could do better in the future? Do you think it should just be a 4-hour live stream like all the way through, or do you think it should be a little bit more trim the fat type thing and put specific announcements on like YouTube? I guess we'll go with Amanda and then we'll head over to Leo.
I actually really loved the layout for Tudum. I think Netflix did a great job because there was a full schedule and it went by like every 15 minutes. They actually said what was going to happen. So like I said before, if I'm going to sit there for 4 hours, section it off, give me what's coming. So then I myself as like a fan and then as a social media manager or a content creator, I'll know what to do and I'll prep differently than just having everything all over the place. And at least like I know that it'll be worth it. Because if we went from like Disney Investor Day to Disney Plus Day, and what they presented for Disney Investor Day was completely different than what we got this year. And I think that's why we were all so disappointed, because you gave us such an amazing display with, proper conversations with people. You had like full cast lists and all of that. Whereas like it was also repetitive this year for Disney Plus Day. And we didn't really get that much footage if we really look at it. Like, yeah, we got snippets of Moon Knight and She-Hulk, which is great. I'm grateful. But at the same time, it's like, why are you releasing these presentations that are 15 minutes long
on Disney Plus
that we can't even find, and we have to search it.
That was just
so
like,
annoying.
I mean, in retrospect, it's like, no, it shouldn't be that hard to find, but it's like, it just, why? Like, I mean, I was looking like up and down night and day, and I finally found it after Devin had told me to like, kind of just type in, 2021 and it should pop up. And like, if you watch the Marvel Studios one, it is more just so of a, kind of just like, where we've been and where we're going type thing. We saw a lot of clips from Hawkeye, which is really, really awesome. I'm very, very excited for that because I do think Marvel does a great job of taking characters that people weren't particularly interested in. And we've seen this a lot with Thor, and as well as a few other characters, and them kind of turning them around into, fan favorites. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I I liked Thor, but like by the time what was it, Age of Ultron came around, I just did not care for Thor's character like whatsoever. And then Thor Ragnarok came out, and now Thor is like, everyone's favorite, and obviously going to Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. So I really feel like they are going to, yes, Leo, Team Ragnarok, as he puts in the
yeah, baby, yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting revenge. You're getting revenge. Are you getting revenge, Bruce? Undecided.
Is it though?
I love it. But yeah, I mean, Marvel just does a great job of, I mean, I know Hawkeye isn't everyone's favorite, but like I've always liked the guy. I mean, between him and Scarlett Johansson, I mean, obviously, I think Scarlett Johansson had the bigger following, but it's like, really, what was she going to do if they kept her alive? And I mean, we kind of saw the what if situation the other way around, but like, I'm really excited for Hawkeye. I'm kind of glad they made that decision, just because, I mean, especially everything that happened with Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow, with all that whole debacle with Disney. But I'm really happy that, they're kind of going with Hawkeye, and with the snippets that we got from the 2021 little Disney Plus special look was pretty interesting. I didn't even bother with the Pixar one, to be completely honest. So it's very it just sucks. Like, why do I have to go on your website? Like, it's like, okay, I understand if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, you're going to see it, but like, what about people who aren't Disney Plus subscribers? Like, you need to get that out to them so that they can subscribe.
Right. Like,
to your service.
How do you create a barrier of access to see stuff that would actually sway people to subscribe? So I'm like, okay, you want people to subscribe to your platform, but then you're going to say, you got to subscribe to see the content. It doesn't really work that way.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. I mean, honestly, like, all the best, like, I can kind of say, like, besides a few things from Disney Plus, all like the best announcements that we got, like the IMAX Enhance, which apparently is very, very good. And I want to try that out tonight with either Shang-Chi or as I was saying, I really want to try that out with Shang-Chi or Avengers Endgame, or hell, even like Black Widow, to be completely honest. I'm very, very excited. I want to see Avengers Infinity War and Endgame back-to-back IMAX, because those features aren't even on the Blu-rays, which really, really sucks, honestly. I feel like, because Avengers Endgame and Infinity War were both shot in IMAX, and we didn't get that ratio on the Blu-ray or the 4K, which kind of blows, because those are, maybe they'll do like re-release like IMAX Enhanced. Like, I'll definitely buy them for those 100%. But I do apologize, my voice is killing me right now, and I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, to be completely honest. So was there, what kind of wanted to open it up really quick, was there anything else you guys wanted to mention about Disney Plus Day before we kind of just close out of here and say our goodbyes?
Well, okay, let's see. Did you guys think we were going to come in to today with a lot more Star Wars than what we got?
Yes, but, man, I want to see my boy Anakin back on the big screen. 100%.
Honestly, I wanted a teaser trailer. I'm not even getting, like, it's straight up. They've been filming. They could have put something together. Not that Ewan McGregor talking about it and then concept art. Like, that's also a load of BS. Not that I'm snapping at you. I'm sorry. I'm snapping in general.
No. It's not your fault. It's not
your fault. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at the situation.
Mommy.
I'm so sorry. But it's irritating. It was just irritating to me, because I'm like, I love the show. I'm so excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I love Anakin so much. And they gave us nada. And that's what's irritating.
It's just like, I mean, you can't build this stuff up and then give us like a small little feature thing, like, and then Disney Plus had the nerve to bring out this little the future is bright for Disney Plus, and they have like a few Star Wars and like, where's Ahsoka? Like, I mean, if you have nothing to show, that's fine. But tell us, like, hey, this is what you can expect. That, you know, X, Y, and Z is not going to be here, so don't look for it. That's fine, because they do that in the gaming community a lot. They pretty much have to, because people's expectations are so high that when something, you know, with someone's prediction doesn't come true, and then it kind of just, you know, it creates this huge backlash, which Disney doesn't want. I mean, it's fine, but they definitely hype people up for pretty much nothing this time around. Like, I'm very, very disappointed. They just neglected Star Wars altogether. I was just like, where is it? But I don't know. It's
was there like one announcement coming in that y'all were looking forward to that didn't happen besides the hate and stuff?
Well, as soon as I saw Echo, well, the title card sequence that we got,
Lord almighty.
I saw Amanda, she tweeted, she's like, so this is all going to be title cards, huh? I'm like, what is she talking about? And they check my phone. I'm like, oh yeah, I see.
Welcome to Disney Title Card Day, where we have the best title cards across the web.
Literally all of them said like coming soon to Disney
Yeah,
Plus. Besides like Miss Marvel.
That pissed me off too, because I'm like, I'm a sucker for a clean title card. You know me, an opening title sequence. I live for that stuff. I love it. But come on. Especially for like what pissed me off was She-Hulk and Moon Knight. You had clips that you could have formed into a teaser trailer, and that would have been better than what we got. And like,
give me like a minute teaser trailer. That's all I need.
A minute. Like,
they're coming out next year, aren't they?
Moon Knight finished last month, so I was surprised that they didn't have any footage, and they're both coming out in 2022. I'm assuming at least one of them like February, March, because Miss Marvel is now summer 22. And they said this after they said quarter 4. Weird.
But sorry to cut in, Leo, but for that, it's like, let's just say hypothetically that Moon Knight does drop in March. How the hell don't you give us a trailer now?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we still don't have any trailers or anything for Spider-Man No Way Home, so. And it's November.
It's a totally different conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally have to bring this up. There were a lot of people that thought we were going to get Blade and No Way Home. And I was like, man,
really?
Dream come true, but not going to happen.
Yeah.
Wait, Blade and No Way Home or Blade and No Way Home? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
One or the other. Like a lot of people, is there going to be a No Way Home trailer? Again, this is the poor advertising of Disney. They should have said this is Disney Plus stuff only. Shows, no movies, no.
Yeah. I agree. They should have said no movies. Like, and that's what I was saying earlier. They need to set expectations when it comes to these events. And I do agree with you, Leo, 100%. They should have said, hey, this is Disney Plus Day, but it's going to be focusing more on Disney Plus shows.
Streaming,
Streaming only.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they had the IMAX announcement, which I thought was pretty awesome. I think they kind of probably should have saved that for the actual event. But it is what it is. But yeah, it should have been like, hey, shows only, no movie news is going to be shown here.
You know what's also annoying? For this week, you could have signed up for Disney Plus for $2 a month.
Really?
That's what they promoted at the beginning of this week.
For how long?
For the I think it was was it?
Yeah, it was a month for $199.
For a month.
Yeah, and I'm like, you promoted all of this, but for what? For the week. What did you exactly give us today? I'm so bitter because I'm tired.
Pile of like, no, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, like, I get it. You know, it sucks. I mean, like, I've been there when it comes to E3. You know, everyone's like imagination runs wild because, you know, all they say is, hey, it's Disney Plus Day. And, you know, that means like all these new announcements. And like, that's fine. Like, we know with Star Wars that they aren't doing more of the movie stuff. So we know what to expect, at least from the Star Wars side, that it is going to be more shows. But we got nothing for Book of Boba, which comes out in December. I mean, we got a little bit for Hawkeye, and that was just during the, you know, the hunting down of the freaking video itself. So it's, I don't know. I'm just pretty disappointed overall. It was very lackluster. Like, I mean, and I mean, I asked Devin to come on, and he's like, no, because like I wasn't even sure if we were gonna do this, and I was like, I feel like we should. I mean, I don't know if Disney's listening, but I think it's important for at least other fans out there to hopefully expect from next year. Because I mean, it's much negative feedback as it is. It's still feedback because we want to see Disney do better. We want to see them succeed. We want to see Netflix and DC as well. Like when it comes to these events, we want them to like kind of trim the fat and to kind of hey, this is what we're going to show, and like give us the things that like you only do these like at least one a year, and it's like you got to bring the big guns because we like I don't think Marvel's at Comic-Con anymore. DC is obviously doing DC fandom, so it's like
I personally think that Comic-Con's like done.
yeah, I think so too, for sure.
SDCC or just like local like Comic-Con as a whole, or just SDCC?
Oh yeah, because there's New York as well.
I feel like SDCC because all the major, obviously you had Warner Brothers and Disney there multiple years. So if they have their own shows, I highly doubt that they're gonna even go there and boost their like quality of programming, I guess.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you're seeing it a lot with E3 as well. I mean, there's a lot of companies out there. I mean, Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony, I mean, they still show up to like E3 here and there, but Sony and Nintendo, well, more so Sony, they haven't been at an E3 event in like the past like 3 to 4 years because they're like, hey, we can just stream this stuff on our own YouTube, our own Twitch channel, give the people what they want, and then we can just peace out. We don't need to spend the extra money to physically go to a location to rent out like a booth or a studio or some type of conference room just to do the same thing they can do online. Now, granted, obviously, you get more of the fan interaction and whatnot, but especially when COVID hit, that kind of messed up a lot of things. And I think a lot of companies now are starting to realize that they don't need to have as many in-person events or any at all in order to have the same fan experience, because it was a little annoying with San Diego Comic-Con when obviously like if you went there, you got to see all the big trailers, but a lot of us who weren't able to go were left in the dark. And that's what I really liked about DC fandom. Like everyone can just enjoy the experience as is. Us as content creators, we can give our, our thoughts out to, our communities and whatnot. And I really just hope that Disney Plus, learns from this, because in the past, like they've done fine. It's just, you gotta just set expectations to where they actually are. So sorry, I like went on like a freaking rant there.
No, you're good. You're good.
But let's close it out there because I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. Like I said, it's a Friday night. We're all pooped out and a little, annoyed from all of the disappointments that we've had today. So I think we made our point pretty clear. So if Disney's listening, we love you, but just do better in the future. It's all about a learning experience, So it's cool stuff. So what we're going to do now, we'll go around the podcast really quick, let everyone know where they can find you on the internet and what's coming up in your content. Just wanted to say thank you guys so much for coming on. I know it was a last minute thing. I wasn't super excited about it myself, but I think we had a really, really good conversation. And it's been a while since we've like actually talked to each other like on one of our platforms. So it's nice to hear your guys' voices. So we'll start with Amanda, and then we'll go to Leo for plugging your stuff, letting you know everyone can find you, and then I'll close this out.
Yeah, well, this was fun. I mean, you could tell that we were all tired, and this was just a chill conversation.
Yeah.
And I love it. So it has been a while, and it's always great to talk to you guys. You guys can always find me over at AMX ND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I have my Tick Tick Boom review dropping tomorrow. Oh man, I cried a lot with that one.
I did. I physically cried.
Yeah, I was weeping. It really, really hit for me, and obviously for Christian, and hopefully Leo watches it and feels the same. You can check out my website, candidxcinema.com, and my YouTube, Candid Cinema.
All right, Leo, where can everyone find you on the internet?
Wait, this ain't a beatboxing competition? Nah, just playing, guys. But you can find me on YouTube. Search up Geekly Goods. there's 2 G's in that logo. You'll see a red and a gray one. Click that logo. Come on over to the channel. Guys, we talk geek pretty much 24/7, a video a day at this point. So come on through. Let's talk some Marvel, DC, movies, all kinds of updates, guys. And you can also find me on Twitter at Leo_Rydell. And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Leo.Rydell. Someday in my life, I will get the same name across all social media. But for now, you can find me there.
All right. So for us, sorry, I'm like blanking out again. So of course, this is the Film Optix podcast. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Film Optix. That's Optix with an X. For what's coming up on our podcast, we have a lot. We're continuing our Harry Potter 20th year, 20 years of magic celebration. We're going to be recording the the Half-Blood Prince. So I'll definitely have more energy there. We're going to be recording that on this coming up Sunday, and that'll be dropping out on November 17th on the Wednesday. So Amanda will be joining us for that. We have a few other guests coming on for that as well. So I'm very excited. We're almost done. We're almost done. But it's been a very, very fun. It's been a fun ride. It's just, when you say you're going to tackle all of Harry Potter, that's 8 movies. It would have been a little I love it. I'm surprised I was able to orchestrate everything because we have everything set up, whatnot. But it's if it was a month to month thing, it's yeah, that's fine. But week to week, I was I'm starting to feel it. But it's very exciting because Half-Blood Prince is a underrated masterpiece. So we have that, and you can also check out our The Harder They Fall review, as well as our Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix review, as well as the other Harry Potter films that are on our podcast right now. And I believe we're going to try to cover Cowboy Bebop, the live action, as well as Belfast. You got to get those Academy Award winner shows in there. We're going to try to do Spencer. It depends on if it's showing in my co-host area or not. I know Devin said something about trying to see Belfast this weekend, so maybe we'll have it up. But definitely, just we kind of just have our schedule out on Twitter. So as I said, I'm very, very tired. So thank you guys so much again. And we also, I believe, Amanda, we're going to be on the oh my gosh, well, I don't know. Well, by the time this is out, you can go check out the Suit Up Geeks sci-fi drafts. I almost forgot about that. Are you doing that tomorrow?
Yeet. I'm there, and I will beat you again.
Wow, I can. I can feel the fire. The rivalry is there. She's yes, I will beat you. But yeah, so I'm going to close this out here. Definitely check out the Suit Up Geeks over on YouTube as well. They have a lot of fun sci-fi movie drafts. So let me close this out. And everyone have a wonderful week. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you all for listening. And if you enjoy the show, leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay in the know. That was Leo, Amanda. My name is Christian. We'll see you guys in the next one.